Rain stay pouring all over the court. Check trade scoring. A rational activist. Others remain dormant. Factual passages. Able to wage war when time call for it. Burn fire upon corporate setting his back. Sun is fall forward. See the big picture. Don't get stuck on small portraits. Tap resources. Your three inner forces. Mind, body, and soul working like piano chords. Linking the piece together from the root like Neanderthals. Reserving animalistic behavior when I convert into the cross satanic spiritual savior. Words that I use are the truth if I never gave ya anything else in your life. Remember words that I breathed on this mic. I print people a copy to read what I write. Tell it fast like my speed on a bike. Like a native chief, I speak and bring peace with a pipe. Subtle as a thief in the night with beats in the light. Check it coming I'm blacking out like Slobodan Milosevic. Hold that, take some with you. Eternal pain when New Jerusalem hit you. Fall back, don't press the issue with script, lock, script, check, Bethlehem officials.
Yo, what up, people? What is going on? Welcome back. Another episode here. A movie review. Just came back from John Wick 3. It's John Wick 4. And I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I liked it, you know what I mean? But this movie had some serious issues, though, you know? And I like to sit here and I'm not going to spoil it. At least not for the beginning anyways. I know Lonely Man Cave told me to send him the link. He said he'd pop in, so if he pops in, we'll discuss it. If anybody else seen it, wants to come in and discuss it, just let me know. Hit me up. But the action is fucking fire in this movie. Yo, John Wick kicks ass. He kills a lot of people in this movie, man. There's a huge body count in this movie. One of the things that's kind of disappointed is I wish, since it probably be Lance Reddick's last movie, I was hoping there would have been a little bit more with him in it, but, I'm not going to spoil it, but I just thought, or hoped there would be a little bit more with him. But overall, if you like John Wick movies, you'll definitely like this one, but there's issues, man. I can't sit here and say it's a perfect movie. I think I heard it was getting like a 10 out of 10 and all kinds of talk like that, and nah. And on Twitter, I made a post and I was like, man, I heard that they cut like an hour out of the movie. So I was like, I hope it doesn't, feel like they actually cut an hour out of the movie. And for some of the things that I seen, I'm like, yeah, I think there might or could have been something that explained certain decisions that were going on, and those were the things that they cut out of this movie, because I couldn't understand why certain people were doing certain things. I'm like, wait, what is this? Why are you doing this? And again, without spoiling the movie, because I know it just came out, a lot of people ain't see it, but I had some issues. Another issue that I had, it's not really spoiling it, but I find it was a mix between 2 and 3, right? So if you've seen John Wick 2 and John Wick 3, there's a mix of both movies in there. And I was just, okay, it's not original, I guess you would say, but I mean, it's a John Wick movie, so how original can it be? Is this John Wick movie worth watching? Absolutely, 100% is worth watching. You want to see Keanu Reeves just kick ass? You definitely watch this movie. He did some shit, and Donnie Young is in it, and he was on fire. Blind man, right? So he's playing the blind man in this movie, and the shit he was doing was fucking off the chain. Like, one thing about the John Wick movies you can't ever say is that, the fighting or anything like that is bad, but man, I seen all three. The man is wild. Yeah, absolutely. Baba Yaga, the man going out there and just unstoppable. For those of you that plan to go see it, there's an end credit scene, so make sure you stay for the end credit scene, because when it ended, I was like, wait a minute, no, wait, hold on. I'm like, this is how it's ending. Like, this is how it's ending. Yeah, and enjoyed it. It's good. I had issues with some things in the movie, but yeah. I was like, yo, no, there's got to be some sort of end credit scene. There's got to be something at the end of this movie. So I stayed. I'm like, I got to see. There is an end credit scene. It's not what I thought it would be, but there definitely is one. So for those of you that are going to see it, make sure you stay for the end credit scene. Um, Basically, starts off, not really sure how long it is after the third one, but he's obviously still with Lawrence Fishburne's character after he fell off the roof in the third one. Spoilers if you haven't seen the third one, but if you haven't seen the third one yet, then it's not my fault, right? So he's training, doing some training, and then, you know, ask him, is he ready? And it just kicks off from there, man. And I think the last hour of the movie is nothing but fucking action. Like for an hour straight, they are just fucking. John Wick is just kicking ass for like an hour straight at the end of this movie. 100%. It's 2 hours and I think 45 minutes. It felt that way. You know what I mean? It felt a little long, but because I liked the movie and I liked the characters, I was invested. So I wasn't really bored with the stuff that was going on. So you won't be bored with it if you're a John Wick fan, but does you do feel it. You do feel it after a while. But it's a movie I would definitely go see again, 100%. I know they go into war. Yeah, they they go to war, brother. It's no joke. They go to war, you know. Um, you get some more, of course, of the world, of the table, and you get to learn more about that stuff in the movie. So that was really good too, as well. Um, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're gonna go watch a John Wick movie and you want to see action, because that's what the type of movie it is, then you won't be disappointed, right? But I know in the third one, there were issues where people having where it was like, oh, you went to go see this guy to get redeemed and then got back and got straight back into it, right? And there's some kind of things in this movie that's like that too as well, where I was just like, hmm, something's not right with this. It's hard for me to like break it down without spoiling it and letting people know what happens in the movie, so I won't do that right now. Maybe I'll do a spoiler one tomorrow. This is just going to be a quick one just to let you guys know if the movie is good or not. I would definitely give it an 8 out of 10. I ain't going to give it a 10 out of 10. I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because there's nothing better than the fighting in this movie. Like, it is tight. It is tight. But I will say it felt like I've seen a lot of it before in the other John Wick movies. That was an issue for me as well. I mean, you can only do so much, right? But there's one scene where he has this gun, yo, and the way they film it is from an overhead view, right? So you see it from up top, and he's just walking. Yo, that was lick. That shit was fire. That shit was fire, man. And that gun he was using, yo, I was like, okay, this is tight, you know. Um, we got a few new characters in this one, right? You get Donnie Yen, of course, he's a good character. He's very good in the movie. You also get, I believe it's the guy that played Sub Zero, not Sub Zero, Scorpion. Um, in the Mortal Kombat movie. Can't remember his real name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. He's in it. He did a really good job at the beginning of the movie. He has a daughter in the movie, and something happens there, which I want to tell you guys again. I'm not gonna keep saying I'm not gonna tell you guys, but if I say something, it's because I'm trying not to spoil it, right? But um, two good characters, I agree. And that chick, when she is fighting, she was doing some shit. I was like, okay, you know. And one thing about these John Wick movies, because even in the third one, you had Halle Berry in there, and Halle Berry was a strong woman. This one had a strong woman in it. You know what I mean? It had nothing to do with like, people talk about agendas and a woman this and that. No, 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 no. And they did it right. They do it right in these John Wick movies. I she was badass. She was definitely badass. What else can I say about the movie without spoiling it? It's hard. I might go into some spoilers, just to talk about the things that I didn't like in it because, and then the ending, the ending, I was like, wait, it's over. Like this is it. That's how it ends. You gotta be kidding me, right? But other than the things that I had, it's not enough for me to say that I don't like the movie. It definitely is one of the best movies I've seen. Sorry, my cat is all over me right now. It's one of the best movies I've seen this year, that's for sure. I'll say it's better than the Marvel movies that came out. It's better than the DC movies that came out. Absolutely 100%. And a lot of people, if you're tired of DC and Marvel and superhero stuff, and go check out. Cat knocked out my volume here, so let me just make sure that my voice is still correct. All right, I gotta fix that. There we go. Yeah, so if you like these type of movies, then yeah, you're definitely gonna like it. As I said, there were some issues with it, but overall, it's a kick 'em up. It's a badass action movie. Can't get no wrong than that. I'm gonna spoil a few things here now, guys. So if you haven't seen it, you might want to click off now. All right. So there are some things where characters do some things in this movie that had me questioning why they're doing what they're doing. Okay. So there's this black character in it, call him the tracker, right? Calls himself Mr. Nobody. Good character to come into the movie. I thought it was good to have him in there. He did a good job, but his motivation, like, okay, I'm guessing he was doing what he was doing for the money, right? He wanted the money. But, and again, I'll just explain what he did without really spoiling it. But there's a scene where he's next to John Wick, and instead of trying to kill him, he helps him. You know what I mean? And same with Donnie Yen character. Like they're hunting John Wick, they're trying to get John Wick, and I think they're doing a lot of setup for things to come in the future, whether it be sequels, new stories, or prequels. Perp, did you see it? Because if you've seen it, I don't know. I don't know if there'll be any more. You know what I mean? It seemed like this was the end of it, which would make sense because there's four movie. Keanu Reeves is getting older. How many more of these John Wick movies can he do? You know what I mean? So, did you stay for the end credit scene, perp? Let me know. But yeah, and I'm just like, wait a minute, why are you not doing that, right? Because it's like he's trying to get money, right? He asked for a certain amount of money. Okay, you've seen it. Okay, cool. So he's trying to get money. He's asking for a certain amount of money, which they offer him, right? He tells them where John Wick is, and then helps him. I'm like, wait, why are you helping him? Like, why in this scene? But there is a scene where they are fighting, and this guy, I'm sure there was a post credit scene. Yes, there was, chill. Perp. There was a post credit scene. I stayed for the post credit scene because when it ended, I was like, wait a minute, this is what they're doing? I'm like, no, no, this can't be right. I'm like, this is not true. Like, this is not the end of the movie. So I stayed for an end credit scene to see if there was one, and there was one. But like I said earlier, it had nothing to do with what I thought it would have been. But yeah, there definitely is an end credit scene. Give me a second, please, because this cat is just over here. Go, go do something. Yeah. So, but I was like, okay, eh, they do this fighting thing where they're fighting in traffic. That shit was lit. Like when it comes to the fighting, the shit is fire. Now, again, I'm gonna spoil a little bit more here because remember when I said I felt it was a mashup between two and three? So in two, right, when they're taking over the Continental, there's a few scenes where he's fighting and there's a spot with glass and everything. It was the same thing in this one. Like you had the exact same, look differently, but he's in a room. There's a bunch of glass, and I was just like, okay, are we recycling DM what that scene was. Yeah, I'll DM you when I get off here. Or if you want to come in and talk with it, talk to me with it. Let me know, and I'll let you in. I'm not gonna stay on too long, but if you want to come on, I would like to hear what you had to say about it, or if you had some of the same issues that I had, right? Because as an action movie, the shit's fire. But if you really sit down for some of the story wise and think about some of the things that were done, I was like, okay, maybe there would be more explanation as to why they did what they did if they didn't cut out as much as they cut out. But man, that that highway scene was fucking lit. I was like, yo, like when it and the one thing I like about these John Wick movies, it's Keanu Reeves doing his own stunts, right? You can go online and you can see the training that he does for these movies. So it's really him, and it's like, yo, this guy is badass. But what I was saying was, he's fighting this dude, and I'm over here fucking my shit up. Damn cats, man, driving me crazy. Yeah, shoot me the link. I'll jump on for a bit. All right, I'm gonna send it to you. Just give me a second. These cats are doing most over here right now. All right, let me send per the link. Nala. What's that per? Nala. Holy moly, man! Cats don't want to leave me alone tonight. So good. All right, so there's the link. Yeah. So as I was saying, like he's fighting this dude, and I know it's a dude in a fat suit, right? But that fight scene was the shit. Yo, I was first off, I'm thinking John Wick is gonna smoke this guy so easily, right? Um, but when they start fighting, he does a roundhouse kick, and I was like, wait a minute, you can do that? I was like, you can do that? I'm like, okay, this is gonna be very interesting, and he pretty much bodied John Wick. But I tell you this one thing about him is I ain't never seen anybody that could fall off a building and survive more than John Wick. Like he fell off like two buildings in this movie, and I'm like, okay. But I mean, when I seen what happened to him in the third one, at the end of the third one, you know what I mean? So, what's up, Perp? What's going on?
What up? What up? Nah, I just well, I just got out of the movie. But I was just got out of Applebee's. I had to eat something real quick. But what up?
Yeah,
What
no
up?
problem. Nothing. What'd you think of it, man?
I loved it, man. Like, cause I get your criticisms of it. It's kind of hard to talk about without spoiling it. That was my thing. I was like, yo, how do I talk about this without spoiling it? Because it's just like it's been. I mainly just watch these movies just for the action sequences. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the biggest thing. It's even though you're right. Like the story, there's nothing really too much to the story. It's like those, like it almost felt like a western kind of mixed with those old '80s action movies and stuff. Like with
Mm-hmm.
even with John
Mm-hmm.
Wick style dialogue and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's just I was blown away. Just
Yo, the
blown
fight
away.
scenes, the fight scenes are the lick. And I was talking about when he fought the big fat dude.
Bro, that was crazy.
I,
I
bro,
was
I
expecting
thought,
him to kick.
yeah, yo, I thought John Wick was gonna smoke this guy, and then when he did the roundhouse kick, I was like,
I
oh
was like,
shit,
oh
this is
yeah,
gonna
I
be a
was like,
fight.
fuck.
You know what I mean? I was like, this is gonna be a fight. This is fire. But I don't know. Did you have the same issues that I had? Like, were you seeing them do some things, and you're wondering, like, why did they do that? Like, why is this guy doing that situation? Okay, so I'm gonna explain it because I talked about it earlier. The black dude, right?
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah, yeah. I
he
know. I,
asked.
I think, I think, I think what it was is because of there was kind of similarities to that character in John. What I'm saying, because he had a dog as well and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
You can.
No, that is fine. But he's
Mhm.
trying to get money, and he's like, "Okay, you want me to kill John Wick? Okay, no problem." Then when they get to the room with the fat dude in it, they end up helping John Wick, and I'm like, "Why are you guys helping him at this point, right?" Because that
Because
was even before. that was even before he made the challenge. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
I would say just because he was going to try to murk them all three of them, like at that point, like he was gonna screw them all over and just try to take them all out. And
well,
that's
Donnie
probably why
Yen's
they.
character helped him there too. So I'm like, why?
Mhm. Donnie
Why
Yen
are
is
they?
my favorite. He was my favorite part of this movie, yo. Like he
Yo,
is
he was
so
fire.
nasty, bro. So
Yo,
nasty.
he is
Like
fire. Yo, he
using
was fire.
using certain things to like see where people's like locations are or like where
Yeah,
they're.
yeah. Like the
That was so
first scene
crazy.
where they first take over the
Hmm.
and he's in the room and he puts the little things on the containers on the walls and shit. That
Yeah,
was
that was
fire.
crazy. I was like, what is he doing?
Yo.
And then that, like then I see what he's doing. I was like, yo, that's so genius. It's
Yeah, yeah.
very creative. They get really creative with a lot of these like action scenes and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like
Absolutely.
you mentioned that that traffic stuff is crazy. Like people see it in the trailer where the dude gets hit by the car, he's flipping and he's still shooting him as he's flipping.
Oh
That was crazy.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fire. That was fire. The dude, it was two of them. They got licked up
Yeah.
when they were up there and he was just shooting them. Bam, bam. I was like, oh shit, bro.
Yeah. I was
Yo.
like, yeah, that's crazy. That was
And
wild.
the Asian dude, the girl, I'm sorry, the Asian girl,
Yeah.
yo, she was bad when she had that fight scene and she was helping him out at the beginning. Yo,
Yeah, like it, because she was using a lot of ground tactics. Like she was like really like just
yeah,
skating on the ground and stuff and taking it down. So I don't want to see nobody complain about that. Like she was putting in work though. Like she was putting
shit,
in work.
she
Um,
did. And Mad 36 kind of spoiled something here. So I don't know if anybody's seen it. I don't really want to say that part, but I feel you. That's why I stayed for the end credit scene, to be honest with you. Because I'm like, no, they did not do this. You know what I
that's
mean? I'm
why
like,
I had a theory, but then I was like, you said there was a post. I was like, fuck, I should have stayed. I was like, damn. But
mhm,
I have
mhm.
I have like a clue of what they could possibly do. But
I do
like
too, but I mean, like,
you
you know
you
what I'm
do
saying? Try
remember.
it without spoiling it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying that so far as you remember them talking about they wanted to make like an the intercontinental series like way back they were talking about making a John Wick series.
Oh, were they? I don't remember. Okay.
Yeah, and they were also talking about doing a spinoff like called Ballerina with the Russians and stuff like that. Like so.
Yeah, they could do all of that. That's fine. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
because that's what he says here. He says, but they do have a spin-off called Ballerina. Okay. Yeah. I mean, all right, guys, we're gonna spoil it right now. We're gonna spoil it. So if you haven't seen it, you can click off right now. So I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. They fucking he dies. He
That's
dies.
crazy. But
I was
I'm actually kind of shocked, and I'm like I'm okay with it because it's like we don't normally get that. Like, we see
I
fast movies
agree.
and where like these characters should die. And like they even said like, yo, he's not dead yet. Like when he kicked him down the flight them stairs, bro, he
Oh
walked
my
on him. Yo, my theater was like, yo, fuck, that's crazy.
yeah. I was like, yo, he kicked David. He kicked the dude all of them. And they had to go up 200 flights of stairs. You know what I mean? And this dude kicked him down. He went all the way down the
Yo,
bottom. I was like, yo, that's crazy. You know?
but I
And
think
mhm.
but the ending and stuff like it. I had a theory. I was like, what if he just like faked his death to kind of throw people off because he still wants to like because I don't think they're gonna let shit just go and stuff like that. He probably wants to stop that whole organization like the table and stuff like that.
If that's the case, but he was free. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like you were
yeah. So
free.
he doesn't really need to. They could
Yeah.
bring it back on some, but then yeah,
Because if you bring it back
yeah,
now, it's like, okay, why are you bringing him back now? He was free. What brought him back out to do this now? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like his whole thing was to be free. So I
yeah.
don't know, man. I feel you. I'm like, it had balls in there because I was like, wait a minute, they really did this. Like, you know what
Yeah,
I
because I
mean?
was like they
And
because it would have probably been a giveaway or something like that if they called it John Wick the final chapter or something like that. I was thinking like they were going to do that for the next movie or something like that, but
yeah, exactly. Right. So, um, I was like looking for that Shazam moment. You know what I mean? That's why I said
yeah,
the
like
X-Men thing, because I was
where's
like,
Wonder Woman at? Like bring it
yeah,
back.
you know what I mean. There's a Shazam moment coming up here, like where you're gonna show him at a
N-
house and he's gonna be with a new puppy, and you know
the
that ended where it started, and nope.
where what's his face? I forget his name. The old dude. When he said at the end, he's like, "Farewell, my son." So like this whole time, like, is that just like him kind of just
Yeah, I
acknowledging like
caught
a
that
son, or
too.
is that like his actual father? Like,
That's what I was saying too. When he said that at the end, I'm like, because I don't think he ever called him son in any of the movies until the end of
mm,
that. So I'm like, maybe he was. You know what I mean?
it would make
There.
sense why he was moving the way he was moving, like in all those different movies, just trying to protect him.
Absolutely, 100%. Which kind of was what he was doing, right?
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I could see that. I could see that if that was really his father.
How do you feel about Bill Skarsgård? I think he plays a great villain. Like I think he does good with villains, like villain roles.
He was good. He was good. I just, the end was kind of coincidence as well. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, how'd you know he was gonna do what he did all of a sudden like that? I know he's one of those dudes that has this high ego, and you kind of
yeah.
expect that, but the
Right.
fact that he did it is like you can never predict that,
I thought
So
is when they were doing the pacing thing, like they're moving closer, they're going to take out the one old dude and him and
yeah,
stuff
that's
like.
what I thought too. That's what I thought too. When they got like right close to each other,
Yeah.
and he said fire, they were gonna turn and start killing everybody else there. You know
And,
what I
and I
mean?
like how they use the black guy as kind of like he kind of represents us, like the audience, like whenever he's like whenever some shit would go down, he'd
Yeah,
react, and
yeah.
everybody's reacting the same way. Like that
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
was cool.
when he was sitting there and he was watching it, you know what I mean. And then the thing happened, you see him smile, But I
Yeah,
like the part where the dog was looking at him when he had it. He had
yeah.
John Wick in his sights, and the dog was looking at him like, "What are you doing?"
He saved me. Like yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But
It's good.
one of my favorite parts, going back to that scene before the staircase scene, is like where he had that shotgun or that
That's what
rifle
I
with the
said. And
that
it
is
showed from the top view.
yeah, it felt like a old school game and stuff. I was like, yo,
Yes,
that's so tough. That's so
yes.
tough.
And that fucking gun, whenever he hit somebody and they just burned the fuck up, I was like, yo,
Yeah,
that's a wicked fucking gun, bro. Yeah,
that's a Call
I
of Duty
really,
shit.
yeah, I really like that. I really like that. I was looking at him like, yo, this is fire from the top view. I thought it was really good.
And you also brought it up with Keanu doing his own stunts. Like that's another thing about this movie. Like everybody's just doing their own thing. You like some people might have certain stunt doubles and stuff like for when
Hmm.
he's
Hmm.
falling and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like that's incredible. Just like and I like that it feels realistic. Like the way he's moving and
Hmm.
stuff. It doesn't
Hmm.
feel like oh like you know
One thing I could say that I'm not, and I know they had it in the third one, but the bulletproof suit, you know what I
that's
mean?
that's just pretty tough though. Like that makes sense though for if you're assassins and stuff.
Yes,
Like
it did, but there's some scenes where he's holding the suit like this, right? And
yeah.
it's still cloth. So for the the speed of and I'm getting all technical and shit here, right? But
Yeah.
the speed of a bullet and the force of a bullet, right? It's flapping in the
Not that
wind.
that
It's like,
when he pulled up to the Russian spot and the Pope whatever pulled out the shotgun and
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
if he
okay,
didn't have
yeah,
that shit he'd be gone like if he didn't have that shit
yeah.
like
Yeah, and then the scene
uh,
where the black dude he gets into the business, he pulls something out, man, and this fucking
oh
vest
yeah
on him.
yeah I would be down to see more of his character because like they definitely set in his character they might do something with him later.
Absolutely. But I was saying earlier, I'm like, if it's true that they cut out an hour of the movie because it was like supposed to be 3 hours and 45 minutes, I could see where maybe they cut out some of these people's motivations or reasons why they did some of the things that they did. You know what I mean? I'm like, when I watch it, I'm like, yeah, I could see why they probably, if they cut out something which would make more sense to me, you know, why certain things happen.
You still have in your headline, Shazam was trash.
Yeah.
under your name. You got to change that.
Honestly, I think John Wick should have been done in the second movie. No, because the third one
Nah,
was good. I disagree with that. I think if this is the last John Wick movie, then it's
I'm cool with it.
perfect. Yeah, me too. 100%. I am perfect for this to be the last one. You know what I
I
mean?
I would be cool with them doing a prequel. Like we see a younger Wick, we see the younger Caine and stuff like that. Like them kind of like in their prime, or just kind of getting started, like early, like their early days or something like that.
When they're showing how he became the legend that he
Yeah.
is. You know what I mean? Because John Wick is unfucking killable, bro. You
I
know
want
what I
to.
mean?
I also want to see who's sitting at that table because my theory is this is probably like the top killers or something like that. So I'll be like, yo, have Michelle Yeoh, have fucking Michael Jai White, and just have Jackie Chan up there. Have just all like these action legends up there. Like that'd be dope.
That would be fire. Did y'all see the preview to that German movie that looks like John Wick? No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
that looks fire. That's probably because that's the same people that made John Wick. That's pretty much like John Wick, but with Nazis and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I didn't see
It's
that.
like
They showed the trailer at the beginning of the movie.
it's I think
I
it
didn't get
played before. Yeah, I think it played before the movie. Yeah,
it. Okay, yeah, no,
it
I
was the
didn't get
last
it.
one.
I got the Flash trailer, um, and something else. I didn't get that many trailers. I got the
You
Flash
went to
trailer.
AMC. You go to AMC.
No, we don't have AMC here. I just went to a little small
Oh,
theater.
that's
Where
probably
they
why.
showed
That's probably it might just be exclusive to like AMC's or something like that. Maybe.
Do you think it's the best one? This John Wick?
I gotta watch it again, but right now I think it lived up to my expectation. Like I wasn't disappointed at all. Like I pretty much got what I wanted out of it, And like I said, if this is the finale, like this was a perfect way to go out, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I personally, you know what you're getting when you go to a John Wick movie. You know what I mean? You're
hmm
gonna see some kick-ass fights, and that's exactly for me. Yeah, so I got exactly what I see. So I really enjoyed it.
hmm
Anything that you didn't like about it?
Uh, hmm. I gotta really think about that. I'll probably find more flaws my second watch, but uh, the lack of what's his face's character Lawrence Fishburne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be probably like the lack of his like involvement with a lot of things because I would like to see him get busy in some capacity.
Absolutely, absolutely. I
But
thought
I'm,
he would
but
have
I
done more. Yeah, go
but
ahead.
I understand he's probably he's kind of more like he seemed more like the Lucius Fox kind of character. Well, that was more of Lance Reddick's character. He was more of like the Lucius Fox RIP. That was crazy. They
Mhm.
killed him off. I was like, but they probably wasn't
Yeah,
thinking
I
he was gonna
know.
like.
I
Yeah.
know, right? That's what I was saying. I was like, I wish I would have got a lot more of him, considering this is probably going to be his last major movie. I don't know if he has anything
Mhm.
else in the pipeline, but like this John Wick movie is probably going to be his last biggest movie. And I thought when he died, I was like, shit, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
fuck, I wanted to see more of him, but like you
And
said,
it
they probably did
and
enough.
when you look at it in hindsight, definitely does like everything did kind of feel like a finale. It did feel like a finale
Hmm.
to a television show a little bit. So
Absolutely, 100%. Um, Anik Jones said, I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to watch it again too. Absolutely 100%. I think I've seen every John Wick movie like 3 or 4 times, like 1, 2, and 3. And to be honest with you, there's not too many series out there or, movies out there where you could say all four of them are good. And all
yeah,
four of these movies are
like
good. All of
I
them.
don't. I don't know if you've ever seen the Raid movies, but like the Raid movies and John Wick movies are my favorite action movies. Period.
Isn't there only 2 Raid movies though?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Those
heard
are
the
so
Raid
good though.
movies are good. Absolutely, 100%. But to do it for 4 movies, and you know
Yeah.
how it is with these Hollywood movies, right? Maybe like the 3rd or 4th one, kind of like, oh, okay, like this
Yeah,
is
and they just want
ridiculous. You
milk
know what I
shit.
mean?
They just
Yeah,
want milk shit
exactly.
like the Fast Fury. And I already know, like
Right.
after Fast 11, it's probably gonna be Dom's son taking over. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll probably do a
Mm-hmm.
spinoff or something like that.
100%, because those movies make a lot of money, right? So you'll probably have the Rock and Hobbs and Shaw. They'll probably do another one.
I think it's a
Maybe
wrap for
we'll
The
see.
Rock.
It might be, because it don't look like his movies are doing that well. You know what I mean? His movies ain't.
Yeah.
But this movie, I think, and I've said it earlier, I think like it's better than all the Marvel and DC movies I've seen so far. Like,
Action
there's,
wise, yeah, on point. Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
most
mean?
definitely.
Like,
I even said that. I was like, yeah, like look at like between when Wick 3 came out and now this, like you haven't gotten an action movie like this, like on this type of level.
facts. You know what I mean? And like I said, some of the issues with the story, but you see, when you're going to see a John Wick movie, you're not really going for the story. You're
Yeah,
not. You know what I mean? Like, I know in the 3rd one, a lot of people had an issue with the fact that he went to the guy, the Arab guy, to try and clear his name, and then as soon as he gets back, he's back in the thick of it, helping out the dude in the freaking um in the place. You know what I mean? So like,
hmm
yeah. So why did you go and do all of that for nothing? So like I said, there's issues in all of them a little bit, but at the end of the day, they are fucking fire. Yeah, the black guy died in 10 minutes at the beginning of the movie. I hated that. I wish that he had a bigger role. Yeah, man, because in John Wick 3, he was kicking ass. You know what I
hmm
mean? So
Yeah, he was getting busy.
I thought they were gonna be like, yeah, he was gonna kick ass again in this one, and I was just like, ah, fuck.
But they set it up for because like he lost Lance Reddick's character, and then I forget the other Asian dude name off the top of my head. He was the Mortal
Right.
Kombat movie. He
Yeah.
his daughter, so he
Lost
lost.
him.
Yep. And then
Mm-hmm.
I guess you would say, well, because because Bill Skarsgård's character, he's like, yeah, like it's either it's kind of like a necessary sacrifice or some shit like that. I forget like, how
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
phrased it, but yeah.
You were your daughter, right? But that scene where Johnny Wet Yen, where he's fighting the dude from the Mortal Kombat movie, and then the daughter goes to pick up the sword, and he's just like, "No, live." You know what I
Live
mean?
your
I'm like,
life. Yeah.
yeah, bitch, you better not touch that sword,
That
cause
that was a great back and forth. That reminded me of I don't know if you watched Cobra Kai, but like it reminded me of
yeah.
that whole the end of like season 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
5, where like Chosen going against Silver
Oh
and stuff like that. Yeah,
yeah,
that was
yeah,
dope, man.
absolutely. And
I
you
was
could
hoping
tell,
I was
yeah.
hoping when they're setting up the duel that they would go with swords and not pistols. But
Oh, me too. Me too. Me too. I thought that's what they were gonna do. Have like a little sword fight at the end, right? But when you watch it, the pistols makes more sense for what happened,
mhm.
right? Because if they had, oh well, he would have fought Donnie Yen's character at the end. But yeah, I agree. I agree. I thought they would have done the swords more than the pistols, but it makes sense the way they did it. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
no, I was saying I think they like because I know this movie gets compared to the Matrix a lot, just because like you see Neo and Morpheus in there,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
and you can kind of make that theory like, oh, what if this is just Neo in another simulation and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy this more than the Matrix movies, most definitely. I
Oh,
really
facts.
like it. Yeah,
Oh, facts, 100%. I think this it's not Neo that's his most popular role. It's John Wick, hands
yeah,
down. You know what I mean? Neo, the first one was great, and then the last three or
nosedive,
the last one,
nosedive.
100%. You know what I mean? But I think people are more interested in seeing this guy be John Wick and go out there and kick ass. You know what I mean? So I
hmm
think John Wick is more popular. I also think that this movie is going to have an amazing weekend run.
Yeah, they said opening weekend is gonna do like 115.
Yep, I see
Yeah,
that. And that would ask you, do you think it's the changing of the guard? Do you think that people are getting tired of Marvel and DC movies now?
I don't know, because like to me, I think it's a mixture of things. I definitely think that it's a combination of things. I just don't think it's just one thing. I
Hmm.
don't think it's necessarily fatigue, because like people are going to show up for the Guardians. You know what I'm saying? They're going to show up for the Flash. You know what I'm saying? They're
Hmm.
going to show up for these movies. So I don't think that superhero fatigue is. You know what I'm saying? But I also think that it plays into um because a lot of these months, like especially March, is just so packed. So it's like if you don't come out with a banger, like then you're pretty much just gonna fall to the wayside. Like I think um
Absolutely.
I think Dungeons and Dragons is gonna do really well, even though I was not looking forward to that. But when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is surprisingly really good. So we'll just wait. We'll have to wait and see. But I don't think like people just gotta think of comic book movies now are just another genre, just like an
Hmm.
action genre, or you know what I'm saying.
Hmm.
And they're always gonna be around. And
Yeah, I
people are
think
always, there's
people.
always gonna be an audience. There's always gonna be an audience for
Yeah, I think people will always go out. I just think it's like the ones that they brought out, nobody really cared about the characters. I don't think it has anything to do with fatigue either. But people will
that.
go
So
see it. Like the real comic book fans will go see it, and if it's good word of mouth, they'll say, "Yeah, you got to go see this movie." Boom, boom, boom.
yeah,
But I think people don't really like Shazam. Black Adam. They don't care. They still want the Tony Starks. They still want the Iron Man. The Hulks, Thors, and all of that.
I,
So
I I think I think it's a lot of the behind the scenes drama and stuff like that with both
that
companies
too.
that like that just people kind of just run with, be like, oh, Marvel just fired or let go the VFX, something like that.
Hmm.
That's a sign that Marvel's fallen into some shit. Which I don't know like how people come to that conclusion, but they like at least the studios are somewhat listening now. Like they're trying to
Hmm.
make changes and stuff like that. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. Say wait to see what James Gunn's gonna do. And
Absolutely. Because we don't need to have like fucking four superhero movies a year. You know what I mean? We don't need four
yeah,
Marvel movies. Give us two, give us three, That way at least we know
spread
that
them
the
out.
production value is going to be better quality wise and everything.
Yeah.
Match 1306 said the fat guy in the suit was Scott Atkins. I seen his name at the end and I was like, wait, who was Scott Atkins? I thought it was the guy that kicked him down the stairs. I thought that was Scott Atkins. But the guy in the fat suit was Scott Atkins? Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes
You got
sense.
the fast
Cause
suit. Yeah, the fast.
Cause like I said, he's gonna like
Yeah.
John Wick's gonna kick his ass. You know what I mean? Like
Nah, he threw me off with the kicks, bro. And he
he
threw him down there.
bodied him.
I like how everybody was like, as John Wick is killing people and they're having this whole fight, people are still partying and stuff. They're probably on drugs and stuff. They probably just don't know
Yeah,
what the hell's
yeah,
going
you know
on
what I
at
mean?
the
On
last minute.
drugs and shit. Yeah, yeah. But I was saying this earlier. Ain't nobody fall off of a fucking high fucking like rooftop or whatever more than fucking John Wick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just
He falls
crazy.
off of,
Just jump out
you
the
know what
window and
I like nothing. Superman dive out the fucking window. I'm like, man, John Wick, you are unstoppable, man. But when I said earlier, I said, and I won't say it's a bad issue, but I
Mhm.
thought this movie was a mix between two and three, right? So you see, the first time they're fighting in the Continental. That reminded me like the end of John Wick 3.
Yeah.
And then in John Wick 2, where they give him the excommunicado and he's running through the town and people are killing him, that was 2. So I thought this
Mhm.
movie was a real mixture of
E-
2 and 3.
Even going back to the Scott Atkins character, like that was like a callback to what, like one or two, where like he was shooting a dude in the club and stuff like that, like that one
Oh,
club
yeah.
scene.
Hmm. Yeah. So I'm not
A
saying
little
it's a
bit of
bad
everything.
thing, but I'm just saying like they kind of took the best parts of 2 and the best parts of 3 and mashed them into this one. But I think they did it on a better level because, like I said, that fucking highway scene was when they were fighting. The traffic was crazy. They were fighting. He's dodging fucking cars and shit. I was
Yeah,
like,
crazy,
yo, yeah, that shit was
crazy.
lit, bro. Said, yo, people were watching him kill people in broad daylight and no one called the cops. Yeah,
You
for
gonna call
real.
the cops? You gonna call the cops? They gonna probably shoot your ass. They different. But
The
that's
reason I
also
said John Wick should have ended at 2 was because of the story. Yeah, you were saying?
no. I was saying I kind of like that. Just that whole like secret organization. Like, there's so many of them. There's like different factions. Like they could pop up whenever. Like they
Hmm.
just you know. And I like that. Like John Wick like goes through a lot of shit. Like he doesn't got complete plot armor and stuff. Like he definitely like takes a beating like in all these movies.
Oh yeah, he gets his ass whooped. You know what I mean? That's what I like about it too. Like he doesn't just, you know, you watch a Steven Seagal movie and he fought a bunch of Jamaicans and didn't get touched once. You know what I'm saying? They did not touch fucking Steven Seagal one time. Watch that movie. Not one time. Not one. Not even the fucking Screwface at the end. I think Screwface maybe got a 1-2 punch off of him, but that's
That's
about it. Like
hilarious.
no one touches him. But John Wick, he gets his ass beat, man. And that first scene with Johnny Yen, where he's trying to be quiet, right? And
Yeah.
he's on the ground after the shoot. He's on the ground and he moves and the glass breaks. And I was like, oh shit.
Mm,
Yeah, that is fucking lit, bro.
yeah. He's like, Johnny, you dead?
Yeah, yeah. He's like, John, you dead? John doesn't say nothing because he knows if he says something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
John is usually like, no, I'm still alive.
And it's
And he's
crazy
like,
that like that's a thing that like everybody kind of gave up something to get into the position. Like he gave up his vision and stuff,
mm-hmm.
and then the black dude, he had to take a little that cut.
Yeah, he did.
That's
Yeah.
And then
Uh-huh.
I guess John had a bunch of stuff. Like he had a bunch of get out of jail free cards. We ran out.
Facts, 100%. You know, even when like he goes to meet the family and they're like, yeah, you're excommunicado. We don't need, you're not part of this shoot. And they have him strung up there like that. I was like,
Yeah,
shit, you know? And then he's like,
tired of
what's
this
his
shit.
name? What's his name? We'll take you. And the guy's like
Yeah.
beating his ass. I was like, that was funny.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he was kind of like the I Am Group character or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, because that's all he said. But yeah, that shit was fire, man. I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely gonna see it again. What would you rate it out of a 10?
I'll give it a 10.
You gave it 10 out of 10? I gave it an 8.
Yeah. All right, that's
Probably
solid.
give I'll probably give it a 9. You know what I mean? Like I said, I still and I'll watch it again. We'll see if it goes through again because I found it a little dark, you know what I mean? Like some of the
Yeah.
scenes were a little dark, but I wish it would have. What up, Tony? I wish it would have been a little bit lighter in certain situations. But man, like I said, you can't beat none of the fight scenes. Like when him and Johnny Yen are fighting, and that first fight scene is lit. You know when he's
That
fighting. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say that could have been probably your projector because I know some movies I go to like there should be like hot dim or some shit or it just won't be
Hmm.
as quality or some shit like that.
Yeah, I went to
So
a to watch it, so yeah, it could have been the projector. Um, I give it a 9. You give it a 9 too? Yeah, I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9. I give it an 8 at first, but now I'm thinking and
yeah.
talking about it, and me and Perf's like, yeah, that shit was fire. That shit's fire. Yeah, I give it a 9. Like I said, I won't give it a 10 because there were the issues that I had with it. I'll
Yeah.
watch it again and see, and maybe there's something I missed. You know what I mean? To be why okay, because I get the black dude. Like you want money and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
it kind of
just
just came out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? But that's what
yeah.
kind of I was okay with it because it's like he's a mysterious character. We don't really know like his whole backstory, who is he connected to, and you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying. He just completely because I think he was just kind of like on his own, like his like he wasn't a part of like that whole organization. He was kind of just doing his own thing because he had this whole book and he was just like like he's been planning this stuff. So
Tony trying to troll me over here. Anzo, is it better than Ant-Man? No, it's not better than Ant-Man. Come on, bro. Like Ant-Man was the best movie ever. No, of course it's better than Ant-Man, dude. Like
This
this is
this
better
this
than Ant-Man.
this Creed 3 and Scream 6 were like some of the best like theater experiences so far
I
for me.
agree. I haven't seen Scream 6 yet, but
Mm,
John Wick and Creed 3, yeah. I mean, you see, Eyes Only, the fighting in Creed 3 is different. It's boxing. The fighting is
yeah,
good, but this shit is like kick him up. John Wick is shooting dudes in the fucking head and shit. You know what I mean?
Reloading. I love how he does that shit. He just be when he runs out of ammo, reloads double, and he just puts the clip in him. Like
facts. Yo, that there was one scene in the first one where they're fighting, right? And someone shoots an arrow on the dude's leg and it's stuck on the fucking wall.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
He's hanging like there by his leg. I was like, yo, bro, like they did some good shit in that. Yes, I agree. Scream 6 was really good. Hey, Perp, you watch Swarm? What's Swarm?
Yes. That's the new show a lot of people are talking about that Donald Glover made. That's based off of like the Beyonce fans and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
it's really good though. It's like 7 episodes long on Amazon Prime. Yeah, definitely watch it. Yo, it's fire. So where you see Clay, it's on Amazon Prime. You'll get to see Chloe Bailey get her cheeks clapped. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that. I'm like, wait a minute, is she nude? Did they show any nudity?
Yeah, they show nudity.
They show her nude?
Yeah. You see her ass. You know what I'm saying? That shit. You know, is moving. Yeah.
I'll watch it because I follow her on Twitter, and man, she's fucking hot, bro. She's hot. I'm like, yo, she is 10 times hotter than her sister.
They're the same. They're the same pretty much.
She's a little thicker, bro. She's a little thicker. I
don't
know.
BBL,
you follow her on Twitter?
Nah.
Okay, I'm gonna send you some shit later. After that, I'm gonna send
well, wait, hold on. What was that post credit scene though? Since we already on it.
Yeah. So the post credit scene is Donnie Yen's character going to see his daughter, and then the daughter of the guy he killed sneaking up on him. She pulls out a knife and then it ends.
Oh, man, that's crazy. Because I was like, she definitely had to get her get back or some shit. Like,
yeah. So she was hunting him. You see him going to see his daughter. He's walking. His daughter's playing violin, like on the street, like she did when we first see him. And you see a hooded character come up, and then it pans to her face, and it's her. And then it goes to her hand, and you see it like a knife or something come out as she's about to pass him, and then it ends. So we don't know if she got it, if they had a fight or whatever, but it ends like that. But I thought the end credit scene was gonna be John Wick. That's what I thought.
His hand popping out the grave or some shit. Like
him in a house or some shit. I thought
on the Bahamas. In the Bahamas.
It's funny because I always say like these movies have no balls. You know what I mean? Like they don't do the things that they did in this movie. And then when they did it, I was shocked that they did it. I was like,
no way. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
All right, no way. They didn't just do this. And I guess because I was so invested in these movies to where I wanted to see dude live his life, and you know what I mean? And
yeah, because he's like, when you see him on stuff, he's like, oh, you'll be all right, bro.
Yeah,
back next movie. Like, then he falls over. The next thing you see is his tombstone. I'm like, what? He died?
That's what I said. I said, wait a minute. No, because I thought he was gonna wake up in Lawrence Fishburne's lair, you know what I mean? Like, whatever, and everybody's having kumbayas. And I was like, shit. And then when they showed the tombstones, I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. No. I'm like, no. I still didn't want to believe it until they got close to it and showed the name. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy. Because I say it all the time. I'm like, yo, these movies. What movie did I say? I said even in Shazam, I said if they were doing the third one and they had killed him off in that one, and then like it ended like that, I'd have been like, yeah, this is the shit. You know what I mean?
Or even even if The Rock was on board with everything, because everything when you watch Black Adam Shazam, it all connects. It's like, all right, that's what it seems like it's going in. But you know, obviously, Rock being The Rock, so
yeah, but. People blaming The Rock for its failure. I don't go with that. I don't blame The Rock.
I think it's the fact that like The Rock doesn't want to accept that Black Adam was a flop. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, but I think that too. But I think that because Shazam flopped, they want to find a reason to say it flopped. And of course, who you're gonna put the blame on is The Rock, right? But it's not The
Mm.
Rock. Like, I know I personally didn't like it, but a lot of people like this movie. You go look on Rotten Tomatoes for whatever it's worth, and it has a high audience score, right? So
Yeah.
it's a good movie to people, but it's still not drawing in the crowd. And I don't think if they had put an end credit scene with him in Black Adam, it would have changed. Or I don't think if they would have had the JSA in this one at
You,
the end of the end credit scene, I don't think any of that would have changed what the
I
box office was.
I blame just the poor management. Like
Right.
before James Gunn came in, like because I don't put no blame on James Gunn. He hasn't put nothing out that's got his name on it. So like you gotta blame like
Hmm.
David Zaslav and stuff. Like he be signing off on this bullshit. Like
And the thing is, right? These movies, I think a lot of people know that they're not really going anywhere, right? There's done, and then
mhm.
James Gunn is gonna reboot. So I think that's another reason too why people are just I'll skip it and wait for Superman Legacy. So I think that's an issue too. Tony Rom said, Anzo, you were right. Mary Marvel actress is a little freak. Yeah, man. Chill brought that shit to my attention. Big up to Chill. And I was like, wait a minute. Like, she's full on nude, bro. Like, you see poop and everything. You see the pictures? Per-
Nah, nah, I see it.
go Google. Go Google her, whatever her real name is. Go
Yeah,
Google quick.
I'm gonna peep that. I'm gonna peep it.
I was like, holy shit, this, like, she got full on, like, porn star nudes. Like, really? Because you see some of these actresses, they have nudes. You see their little titties, and you see, maybe a little bush or whatever. Nah, but she's bent over and on chairs and who
She got
all
no.
there to
Yeah, that's
all there
crazy.
to see.
Yeah, that's what's crazy because it's like the two chicks that played on the Bernie Mac show, they both got OnlyFans now. Like that's crazy.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they both got
Oh,
OnlyFans. I was like,
shit! I
wow,
didn't even know that.
that's
But I guess you
crazy.
got. I guess when you're making that type of money doing a show, guess you got to find
Yeah,
another way to make that type of
you got
money.
me.
And
Yeah,
OnlyFans is where these chicks are making that dough. So, but yeah, man, guys, this movie was good. I hope you guys go see it. Let me know if you guys liked it in the comments. Um, Tell me if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you're going to see it, when you're going to see it. I will definitely be watching it again. I'm not sure when, but I'm gonna see it again. You, Perp?
yeah. I'm definitely gonna try to see it. I'm gonna try to see it tomorrow when I get off work. Cause
Oh shit!
like,
You seen Shazam 3 times, right?
yeah, the third time was with my nephew because he was really looking forward to watching
Yeah. Well, this one better be 5. You better go see it like
it.
4 or 5 times because it's like
I mean,
10
I'll
times
watch.
better.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll watch it another time, and then like I'm gonna fall back because there's other movies I want to try to check out as well. It's coming out the end of this month. Like you got the Tetris movie coming out on Apple TV Plus and whatnot, and then the
Oh
Mario
yeah,
movie
where
next
they
month.
the guy who made the Tetris. Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah,
I want to see that. I want to see that. If Danny's seen it? No, I don't think Danny's seen it yet. He texted me while I was at the theater and asked me, he's like, "Is it good?" And I think when he texted me, it had just been like right after the whole first fight scene in the concierge or whatever, that whole fight
mhm.
scene. So I was like, yeah, bro, this shit is lit. Right? I was like, this shit is lit. It is long. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes, like I said early, but it doesn't drag on. You're not bored. You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
invested with everything that was happening in the movie. So I wasn't bored with it.
I need that. I need that Wick cut. That Wick cut. I mean that Wick cut.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, me personally, if you bring it out, because I'm pretty sure it won't be in theaters, but if you bring it out on streaming service or
Four K
Blu-ray and
4K Blu-ray. Yeah.
4K, yeah, and you have the whole 4 hours there, yeah, definitely, because I would really like to know what they cut out. I have a feeling that when the things that they cut out would have me saying, okay, now it makes sense why he did what he did. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now it makes sense why he this happened and that happened. So I hope they do that, or even give us deleted scenes or whatever. So but an hour of deleted scenes, yeah, I could get down with that. I could watch deleted scenes, an hour of deleted scenes, but I prefer them just give us the whole cut.
Right.
Because they're trying to make money putting a 4 hour movie in theater. I'm pretty sure, you know, it'd probably cut the money that they were going to make. So
Indeed.
So, y'all going to see that black scary movie comedy? Oh,
The blackening.
absolutely. The
Yeah,
blackening?
it looks good.
Absolutely. Who showed us the trailer? I think was it you
Was it?
that showed us the trailer? Because I seen that trailer, bro. I
I don't
was
remember.
fucking dying. I'm like, yeah, I'm
It,
gonna
it, it
watch
does
this.
take me back to the scary movie days, though. Like with it, hopefully,
Absolutely.
I don't think it's gonna be as funny as that, but I think I'm curious though. It looks interesting. Looks
Absolutely,
interesting.
100%.
Something different for once. Like
Facts. You know what I mean? Like I said, listen, this is the age of the superhero movie, but at the end of the day, we got to see other things. Like you're going to watch horror movies, watching
Mhm.
John Wick, right? We can't be watching these superhero movies constantly over and over again.
Yeah,
So I
and that's why
enjoy going to see different things.
that's why a lot of
But
people are going towards the more indie route and or horror and stuff and like that. Like
mm-hmm.
that's they're striving right now.
Right, because it's getting to a point where it's like, oh, another Marvel movie, oh, another DC movie. You know what I mean? Who are these
Mhm.
characters? I have no idea who Shang-Chi is. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, normies are gonna pass on a lot of these movies. I think. I think what Marvel needs to do is get the fucking X-Men going. Like, what are you
Yeah,
waiting for? Bring us the X-Men. You know what I mean? You'll see the numbers go skyrocket back up. But
I
until
think
we get some X-Men,
I think X-Men will be like the start of like Phase 7, whatever, like after Secret
mhm,
Wars and stuff like that. So
so do I. I just think they're waiting too long to bring it to us. I might be dead by the time they fucking bring out a new X-Men movie. You know? And Anik Jones said, I want a John Wick special Blu-ray movie to come with a handgun.
yeah, you try to get shot. Well, you try to get shot as soon as you got the.
You know what I mean?
you try to set us up like.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Just give me the movie, right?
Right.
Shit. So yeah, I'm gonna close it up because I gotta go to work tomorrow. But I'll probably do some. Well, tomorrow night I'm gonna be streaming Resident Evil 4. I'm gonna get it and play it tonight on stream. And then if you guys are free, we can come on a panel while I play it, whatever, and talk about it, whatever you want to talk about. I know K Dot said he might pop in. Are you doing anything tomorrow night?
I got work and whatnot, but tonight when we get off the stream, I gotta go watch Yellow Jackets because the new season starts
I
tonight.
got you. I got you. I think I had something to watch. I think next episode of Lois and Clark or something like that, but I'll skip it. Before you go, what did you think of this last episode of Wu Tang series?
I didn't get around to watching it yet. I'm meant to probably watch it tomorrow.
It's it's one
But
of those episodes like the old dirty bastard episode
mhm.
and the
I like
Raekwon.
those. I like those like kind of like the what they call it
Yeah,
allegoric. It's kind of different. You know what I'm saying? Like where like it take like say Jay-Z for instance, and we made like a whole
hmm
allegoric like kind of episode. That'd be pretty much like how that the Raekwon and Ghost kind of thing played out, just that
right.
mafioso type of stuff. But I get like some people's complaints about it though. If they want
You
to see
see,
the actual.
I don't mind the episodes, right? Like it's that they're done well, but
Mm,
when it comes to I want to know like how you got all the Wu Tang members together. Was it a hard? Was it this and that? Because the episode before that, where he was trying to get Ghostface to sign and old dirty
yeah.
bastard, and I really liked that in that episode. I enjoyed that one, and I don't mind these ones, but I'm like I want to see more of the process. So
Uh,
we'll see.
well, at least they're not doing no Mandalorian shit. But like just completely deep, like going completely off, going off base and stuff with certain
Like, what the
episodes.
fuck? Are we watching fucking Mandalorian? Are we watching Bo-Katan? Like, what are we doing here? And I mentioned it on Twitter. I'm like, okay, so there's still no real overall plot to what's going on in this season. And London
Mm.
was like, oh, you have no idea what you're talking about. It's about like Bo-Katan. I'm like, but we're not watching fucking Bo-Katan. We're watching
Yeah,
Mandalorian. You know what I mean?
but
Like,
I do like I did see that comment that London put on your Twitter, but I can kind of see that, but like I also like see what you're saying, and like I said the same thing, and like what messed me up about the whole show is just like that whole like, what was the point of bringing Grogu to Luca if he was gonna come back anyways? Like,
Yeah, you know what I mean?
yeah, like,
You know what I mean? Like for me, the best part of that episode was, and thank God, and they did this and they gave him that shot. Ahmed Best, seeing him as a Jedi, I'm
yeah,
like, okay,
that was
Disney
cool.
Star Wars, you did something fucking good, right? Because this man was almost committed suicide because of the shit that happened to him. But now you redeemed him, and I was like, okay,
Yeah, that
I'm
was a good
proud of
moment.
that.
That was a good moment.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the best part of it. Like I'm watching a fucking episode of them fucking fight a pterodactyl. In the first episode, they fight a crocodile, and now a pterodactyl. And I'm like, where's this going? You know what I mean? Like, what's the plot of the story?
I think they should have just dropped all the episodes. To be honest, like I think
Me
the
too.
Mandalorian works better when you just binge watch it.
I agree, 100%. You know what I mean? Because even Nindroid, who's a big Star Wars fan, he was like, this episode was trash. He's like, I don't want to watch an episode about Bo-Katan. I'm like, yeah, I get it. It wasn't her actual episode where it was just Bo-Katan in it. You had Mando in it, but at the end of the day, it seems like everything is centered around Bo-Katan. And I'm like, well, this ain't Mando to me. So we'll see. Hopefully it gets better. But Perp, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Yes. You can find me at Perp Minded. That's on YouTube, and I'm also on TikTok. I'm trying to build that up. I put a lot of like stuff that I can't really put on my YouTube because of copyright issues and stuff like that. So I just use that to kind of throw like little smaller, short videos or just to promote something for my YouTube. So definitely go check that out.
Yeah, because last night when we did the OOC, we were talking about the Tekashi 6ix9ine stuff, and I was going to play the clip, and then Lonely Man Cave told me he put it on his channel and got a strike. So I'm like, well, if that's the case, then I'm not going to play the clip. You know what I mean? So I just talked about it. But yeah, you got to be careful with this YouTube stuff. And even now, I noticed like a lot of people aren't cursing on their streams anymore. So I'm trying not to do it as much either because you get that limited crap, right? And you see... I read the new rules that they have. They kind of lightened up a bit, but they're still frowning on certain curses, and if you curse too much, so try to keep it to a minimum on my streams. But it is what it is. With that being said, guys, we are going to close it up. Thank you, Perp Minded, for joining me. Make sure to check me out tomorrow night, where we'll be doing the Resident Evil 4 remake game stream. I don't know how long I'm going to play the game for, because if I play those games too long, they kind of give me a headache. But yeah, I'm going to stream it, and we're going to have a panel and just talk shit. And hopefully by then, a lot of you will have seen John Wick, so we can spoil some more things. But with that being said, peace. See you on the next one, guys. Peace.
Brainstorming, rain stay pouring all over the court. Check your trade scoring, a rational activist. Others remain dormant, factual passages. Able to wage war when time call for it. Burn fire upon corporate setting his back. Sun is fall forward. See the big picture. Don't get stuck on small portraits. Tap resources, your three inner forces. Mind, body, and soul working like piano chords. Linking the piece together from the root like Neanderthals. Reserving animalistic behavior when I convert into the cross satanic spiritual savior. Words that I use are the truth if I never gave ya anything else in your life. Remember words that I breathed on this mic. I print people a copy to read what I write. Tell it fast like my speed on a bike. Like a native chief, I speak and bring peace with a pipe. Subtle as a thief in the night with peace in a light. Check the I'm blacking out like Slobodan Milosevic. Hold that, take some with you. Eternal pain when New Jerusalem hit you. Fall back, don't press the issue with script, lock, script check, Bethlehem officials.